back to the 2007 Royal Rumble. So, like I said before, you only had like a 3.5 minute run, and like you said, I think you made a good point as far as kind of like the writing was on the wall at that time. JBL kind of made some snarky comments toward you at that time. I know that you really recently watched it, and he was saying like $1 million body with a nickel brain or something like that. And then when you got eliminated, he called you something. I forgot. He said bye something. I forgot what it was.
Orangutan.
Yeah, orangutan. That's what it was. Yeah. So was that just him being a heel, or was there some type of underlying kind of jabs there?
I don't know. It's both. It was him being a heel, but it was also JBL being JBL. Like that's the same type of stuff he was telling me when we were on. I was on a tribute to the troops with him in 2005, and I mean he made my life a living hell on that trip. But and he said a lot of those things on to my face. I would say that's JBL being a heel on commentating, but it's also JBL being JBL. But honestly, watching it back, I wasn't, it wasn't the most offensive thing he's done to me, and I didn't think it was so out of bounds what he was saying, because it wasn't like he wasn't taking a shot at me personally. You know what I mean? I don't think, he was making a wisecrack at my intelligence, but it also, that kind of goes hand in hand when you're a meathead like that, when you're playing a gimmick where you're all about body.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it's like, yeah, you might have been ribbing on the square with it, but it's also not far-fetched for the gimmick to be all body and no brain.
Yeah. And dating as far as the actual Royal Rumble, how was it just working backstage and finding out, we talked before and you were talking about just how it's not necessarily a time thing, but it's more of a, your cue.
Order of entries and then order of eliminations. And even in that one, you saw what did Khali come in there and pretty much eliminate everybody?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, big checkpoint in the match right there. But it's not what you were asking me about. You were talking about the amount of time in there, and it's just I don't remember from the Royal Rumble ever too much. Like that if you make an entry at number 24 and then you're out by say number 27, you're like, okay, I'm not going to have as long of an outing this year, which of course the competitor in you always wants to be out there as long as possible, but still at the same time, I mean, you're getting paid really good money just to go out there for 3.5 minutes and basically just kind of mess around with a lot of your peers and some of your friends. And I just, from what I can remember from Battle Royals and Royal Rumbles, they're usually the more fun matches that you can have in the business.
Yeah. It's a lot more.
I used to love going around in them, honestly, and giving different guys back rakes just to see how they would sell them. You know what I mean? Because they don't. It's not a movie. It's so old school and so hokey, but it would just be funny. Somebody's trying to eliminate somebody, you come up and you back rake them, and it's like, are they going to sell it? What's that sell going to look like? Or are they just going to turn around and what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I always wonder, what's the kind of, how is it kind of mapped out all together? I know Patterson had a lot to do with producing it, and you gave a really good, interesting kind of scoop on, that you're in there at 24, and by 27 expect to go out of there. During the time that you're there, is it just kind of, I'm just kind of roaming around and seeing who I can just kind of mess with at the time? Is it cued spots? How does that work out?
Well, if you notice with the Rumble, whenever somebody enters, they're the freshest guy in the ring, but it's kind of like your time to come in there. It's not the time you want to come in and sell. You want to come in and you want to start inflicting damage. And ideally what you want when you enter the Rumble is you to come in and guys be feeding you, so that you come in, so-and-so feeds you, bam, and you come in there and you're dishing out offense. But What was your question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Just is it like a planned thing? Is it
Oh,
cute spots?
yeah, like there's certain points in the match where okay, if RVD's coming out, he's going to come in, he's going to shine, and he might he might do rolling. We might have rolling thunder planned. You come in, duck yours, take the kick, go around, rolling thunder into whatever else he's going to do. So yeah, it's not like you just go in there and you're improvising the whole thing. I mean, honestly, though, probably 70-80% of the Royal Rumble and Battle Royal is just going out there and doing that. But there's certain points in the match where there's you either need to go out or somebody else needs to go, or a lot of times you're looking for the guy who's going to be eliminated before you, right? Because once you see that or you don't see him there, you're on deck type of thing. So that's how it goes. And then of course you have those spots in the match where, like, we were talking about earlier about where Khali comes and he basically killed everybody. He headbutted everybody in the match. He gave the tomahawk gimmick, which, by the way, killed everybody. It became a long going rib after that about how stiff that thing was, because you wouldn't think somebody just come. But I mean, Khali's hand is just humongous, and he comes down with it like a hammer. So
that was legit hurt.
Yeah, if you watch it back, you got to see the one he gives, because the sell and the dialogue after, like, everybody, really popped for that, like, just because it was just unbelievable. But yeah, like, so you have it's just like even in a regular match, like, so in a Royal Rumble, you have your elimination, you're kind of paying attention to who goes out before you, and then the guy who goes out after you will be paying attention to you, and then you do have spots still within that Royal Rumble where a guy needs to come in and either clean house like Khali did, or even if it's just the guy coming in who's a one of the top guys, obviously you want to shine him up and feed him.
Yeah.